Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Ben Trading Cards. We have a guest for today, the creator of a new trading card game called Gem Blenders. It was successfully funded on Kickstarter in October 2020 with 180 plus Discord members and 1,000 Instagram followers. So let's welcome Steve Sekula. Hi, Steve. How are you?
Hi there, Ben. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me. Really
Yeah,
appreciate it. Yeah.
I'm so excited to know more about your game. And then,
Mhm.
but before we go to the details of the game, can you give us a little bit of your background?
Yeah. So regarding card games, I grew up playing card games since like 90s kid, got into Pokemon.
Mhm.
Uh, Never really played the game until I was a little older. So that's like so I picked the first game I started playing was Pokemon. Um, Never played it competitively, but then that kind of and then I started to pick up Yu-Gi-Oh. Just kind of like playing around, but always like within my own collection,
Mhm.
kind of trying to be like competitive with my friends. So definitely like loved the game design aspect from an early age too. And then at a later age picked up Magic. That was uh later during like college years.
Mhm.
And yeah, and then during all of that time growing up, I had always like I studied art in school, so I'd always been like kind of like designing my own characters, putting my own game mechanics together,
Yeah.
and made a variety of like homemade trading card games growing up. And then I decided I just wanted to make my own, and that became Gem Blenders. Yep.
Mhm. So you get your inspiration from Pokemon and Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh, right? So how did you come up with this game concept? And because you can see that
Mhm.
your artwork is different, the game is different. So how did you come up with this? And can you tell us the story behind that?
Yeah, of course. So I think I have this note on my phone that's from 2014, which is like the first like note to myself
Mm-hmm.
about the idea of Gem Blenders. And just to put that in perspective, I didn't actually start designing it until 2018. So 4 years before I actually started to like sit down and
Yeah.
design the characters. Um, but it was just like an idea that different elemental things combine in all these different ways and have these like transformations.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so yeah, I have this like note on my phone that kind of like outlines the general premise of Gem Blenders. And then it wasn't until 2018 where I was like, okay, these elemental things that you're combining are gems. And these things you're transforming into are called blends.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the premise. And yeah, I think it's something that is like pretty unique in that way because it's not a game, it's not a trading card game that's focused on monsters per se or magic. You're you're doing these transformations. That's the idea, yeah. And then as far as like the art design, I started to like put the aesthetic, like the way the direction I started to go with the aesthetics was I needed something like simple that I could do myself because I
Yeah.
wanted to be like the lead art director for it. And yeah, it's kind of like put together this aesthetic, this like lo-fi aesthetic, and I think it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And why did you choose the gems? Do you like jewelries or something?
No, it just like ended up working out. Like I think I was playing around with like orbs for a bit, and then but then
Uh-huh.
like I don't know, like Aqua Gem had a good ring
Yep.
to it, and I was like, okay, I want to like use those like Latin prefixes with gem in front of it, with gem behind it. So yeah, there's like
Okay.
kind of like the naming system kind of worked out, and then it all came together.
So do you have a lore behind this game?
Yeah, there's like a pretty we're like working on it. There's not really a I would say a story for it
Mm-hmm.
yet, but
Yeah.
there's definitely like a world lore that's pretty um I don't want to say in depth at this point, but it's like we have it like timelined out, and then all the lore that we put into the game is
Mm-hmm.
in that timeline. Um, so yeah, like right now the lore is just the flavor text and what we have on the website.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, but we're hoping to expand it, and there's like huge amounts of room to expand it, which is very exciting.
Yeah. And because I can see that your drawing, the artwork is like with a black and white character, and with all the beautiful TCG artworks, like Magic the Gathering. There's so a different. art design, art style. So why did you decide to have this black and white characters and with a
Mhm.
colored background, right? So how
Yeah, yeah,
why? Yeah.
yeah. So it picks up from a variety of influences. I'd say. Um, so actually, I made the website. There's like if you go to our main website, and then there at the bottom there's an archive page.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually the first like physical bit of Gem Blender's material that I created, and it's supposed to reference like early internet design, like GeoCities, and just like the like 90s, early 2000s internet, kind of like trying to capture that feeling of like something new, something like you're exploring like this like weird corner of the internet. So that's kind of like where this lo-fi aspect kind of set in, and then also picking up from like early video games like Pokemon, like
Mm-hmm.
Red, Blue, Yellow, um, Earthbound. And you can see like similarities between Gem Blenders and Undertale. So you get some like vintage video game references as well. So that's kind of that those two things together, GeoCities, early internet plus early video games, has created the Gem Blenders aesthetic.
Mm-hmm. And do you plan to have colored versions in the
That's
next sets or the yeah?
I think I don't know. Perhaps
Or will it
I'm open
stay
to
black
things.
and
Yeah,
white?
black and white might be it might become like yeah, black and white might be the aesthetic. But still playing around with stuff.
Yeah, because it looks like an have you seen the comics of animes? Some animes that like just black and white. Yeah, it looks
Hmm.
like that one.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
it's pretty unique, you know.
Thanks. Yeah, yeah. It
Yeah.
definitely stands out in the in the card
Yeah.
game world.
And how does Gem Blenders stand out from other TCGs?
Yeah, but I think besides the design, being like lo-fi, you definitely don't have a lot of like it's not going into, I think, like usually compared to one of the big three games, it's not
Yeah.
like little creatures, it's not anime, it's
Yes.
not fantasy art. So that's the one main thing. I also think the gameplay kind of stands out with it. Um, and that's kind of like what's core to the lore, is that you're combining these gems in all these different ways, and that kind of impacts everything in the whole game. Um, because no, so the blend. Okay, let me just go a little bit into the cards. The blends are like the monster cards in Gem Blenders.
Mm-hmm.
They're the things you're going to want to get on your field, what you're going to want to attack with, and the whole point of the game is to get multiple blends on your field so they synergize with each other in exciting ways. And but what's core to the design of blends is that they belong to no less than two factions, gems, up to five gems. So every deck you're creating is going to be a multicolored deck essentially. So you're not going to have like, I'm playing a red deck, I'm playing a
Yep.
blue deck. You're going to be, I'm playing a Pearl Deceptor deck, which uses five different gems. You're like Aqua, Cryo, Electro, Capro, Nocturna. So yeah, I think that's something that's like really makes it stand out. That we're kind of like, it's like a fluid faction system.
Mm-hmm.
There's still like our archetypes and cards that like definitely are designed to synergize with each other, but there's
Yeah.
a lot more overlap between the different colors.
So I see that there are you call it Gemlandia, right? Is it the
Mhm.
Gemlandia is like the whole place or the country or
Mhm.
something?
Yeah, yeah. Gemlandia is the
I've seen the
country.
map
Yeah,
a map of Gemlandia and there's different
there's
zones
like
or
10 different states in
provinces. So,
Gemlandia. Yeah, exactly.
so there are
Yeah.
different nine different gems. You called it like Aqua Gem, Terra Gem,
Hmm.
Pyro Gem, Cryo Gem. So I've seen that there's a pattern here that Aqua is water, Terra is earth, Pyro fire, Cryo is ice,
Hmm.
Electro Gem, and many more.
Yeah.
So please give us an idea on how do you play these gems. So
Hmm.
the gameplay itself, and or maybe you can also explain what are the zones on the playmats and
Yeah,
how do
of
you
course.
what's like the steps, draw a card, or and then how do you put it on the how do you get battlefield
Yeah,
or
it's a field. Yeah, just a
yeah,
field.
so
Yeah,
in the
we
field
use
or
like pretty standard terms for everything:
oh
deck,
yeah,
field, discard.
okay,
I
so
want to
can you
make that
tell
as
us,
simple as possible. Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
please give me a little bit of tutorial.
Yeah, of course. Um, so another unique aspect of Gem Blenders is that you start with 4 heroes. You
Mhm.
always start your field with 4 unique heroes, and those are going to be kind of like your play zones. And there's left, center, right, and back position. Left, center, and right make up your front line, and they attack directly across to your opponent's left, center, and right positions.
Mhm.
Your back position hero cannot be attacked, and it cannot attack, but you can still use effects on it. So that becomes kind of your support person. And then throughout the game, there's different ways to move your heroes around and kind of like position them in different formations that is going to be optimal. And so what our energy is, or our mana are the gems.
Okay.
And you place the gems behind your heroes, similar to how you place energies behind Pokemon in Pokemon
Okay.
cards. And when you get different combinations of these gems on your heroes, you can play your blends. And each blend, at the top of the blend, is the gem requirements for the card. So you can, so like you're gonna be placing your gems, planning on where you want to put your blends, and then positioning your heroes to attack. And yeah.
Mhm. So what are the different categories of this, or categories or types of cards? Like there's a monster card or
Mhm.
character card. So how many
Yeah,
different
so
kinds?
there's the 4 heroes, which are you just have 4 heroes.
Mm-hmm.
We do with also this part of the bench, you get 4 additional heroes and kind of sub them out in
Yeah.
between rounds. But during any round, just 4 heroes, and then you have a deck filled with gems, the energy cards, blends, the transformations, and action cards, which are just like single use effect cards, like spell cards in other
Mm-hmm.
games.
And these 4 heroes will be permanent on the board.
Yeah, they're a permanent fixture on the field.
Okay.
I think that's something else in the design that I was kind of zoning in on, kind of leaning away from destruction as like a win condition,
Mm-hmm.
because you're never actually destroying your opponent's monsters. There's ways to deblend them, like,
Yeah.
but that's also like pretty costly. Um, but yeah, so you have your 4 heroes and they're permanent fixtures on the field. And you're going to be
And
just
they can
positioning
be
them.
rotated, right? You can
Yeah,
move
you
to
can
another.
rotate, you can switch the positions, you can just like
Okay.
arrange them. Those are the different
So it's just like,
movements.
4 heroes, 4 friends going
Hmm.
into a battle, and
Yeah,
one is in the front and the one is the back, and 2 on the right,
like the
right?
flanks. Yeah, exactly,
So,
exactly.
and then you can, ask your other warrior to go switch with you, something like that.
Hmm.
And then
Yeah,
you need some gems to fire your whatever weapons you have, right?
exactly. Yeah,
Nice.
but you need
Okay,
the
so
blends
I've
to
seen the
transform. Yeah.
yeah, I've seen the concept. And what are the zones on the playmats? Like deck, then
Hmm.
graveyard. Do you have what do you call your graveyard in
Yeah,
here?
just the discard. Use all like the very basic terms. So deck, discard, and then left, center, right, and back position.
Ah,
Those are all the official parts right now. We're game testing a couple of additional things on our Discord server,
mm-hmm.
something that's specific for actions, but we haven't officially made that a part of the rules yet.
So do you have exiled zones?
No exile, no.
So just deck and then discard. So so
Mhm.
simple.
Very
The
simple.
artwork is simple, and then the playmat. Wow, very nice. That's good. It's
Yeah,
not complicated. I hope
yeah,
you don't make it complicated in the near future.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And okay, so we're talking about the cards. Among all the cards design, what do you think is the chase card of this one?
The chase card.
Yeah, like
Um,
like when you pull it, you're gonna
yeah, yeah,
push out.
yeah. So okay, look, I can jump. Let me jump into like the format of our
Uh-huh.
initial Kickstarter, because right
Mm,
now it's not technically a trading card game, and what we're transitioning into is a trading
okay.
card game.
Mm,
So with our Kickstarter in 2020, we raised the funds to print our first edition set,
mm-hmm.
and it's in a like a living card game format. So you can get every card in the game in 2 boxes. And the reason we did this is try to like grow our community. We wanted to create a New York-based community, and we needed enough cards to be able to have that. So right now, that's what we've been doing. And now we've like reached a point where we feel like, okay, let's update our card design. Let's like we're making all the cards full art. We're gonna transition into a trading card game, and we hope to eventually raise the funds to print a full print run as a trading card game. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so right now, chase cards are the level 5 blends. They're the most powerful ones. They're going to be your win conditions, but you can get them all in the master set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I've seen a character with like a gem on the top of the character, like two
Mhm.
gems. What
Yeah.
are those? Like,
Those are the blends. So those are here. I have one right next to me here. So this is an example of a
oh
blend.
yeah, there, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So these are gonna be your like monster cards, the ones that you like want to power up, and they can have
Mm-hmm.
anything from 2 to 5 gems at the top. Um, and like this is an example of a level 4 blend because it has 4
Mm-hmm.
gems at the top,
Yeah.
and so this is like going to be on the more powerful side, but it's not the most powerful. The level 5 is going to be the most powerful.
So that means you have to blend those so it can be activated, something like that.
Yeah, you have to collect
Mm.
all of those resources in order to play this card.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's one character with the wings.
hmm Yeah, yeah. So there's two physical gems. There's Arrow Gem, which gives you wings, and there's Capra Gem, which gives you horns. So those are going to be the two physical like transformation gems that you'll see across the board. So a lot of the characters have wings, and a lot of the characters have horns.
Nice, nice. It looks
Yeah.
so unique, really. And I love it because it's so simple and the game is simple, something like that. So,
Mhm.
and then I found out when I visited your site, you have launched a Kickstarter. That
Mhm.
was 2020. So can
Yeah.
you tell us how did the launch go?
Yeah, yeah. The launch was like we got funded enough to print, as I mentioned, we got enough to print our first edition set. So we have somewhat it's a small inventory. We only printed
Mm,
500 of each box, but we have an inventory so we can recruit new players and get them
yeah,
to play. Like a big part of what we're trying to do is have an in-person community. Um, and we're trying to take advantage of being in New York so we can like it's a pretty big population density
yes.
that we can like reach out to people and get people to meet up in various locations throughout New York. So definitely trying to take advantage of that. And yeah, that was really the point of the first Kickstarter to as like an initial community building tool,
Yeah,
I'd
just
say.
to
Yeah.
introduce your game to the public, right?
hmm Yeah.
Then, and what's next for that Kickstarter?
For
The October 2020, and what's your plan on the
yeah, yeah,
next
yeah.
one?
So
Do you have another Kickstarter?
yeah, so we don't have an official date set. We
Mm-hmm.
did recently publish a roadmap on our Discord server that kind of outlines what our plans are.
Yeah,
Right now, it goes until July, and we're going to kind of keep trying to build momentum until July,
yeah.
and then figure out what makes sense to have as a date for the official Kickstarter, which I'd
Uh,
imagine it could be earliest fall 2022, and probably latest spring 2023, somewhere in that range.
mm-hmm.
That feels like that's something that we could feasibly build to. So yeah, that's our plans for Kickstarter. We want to get some physical versions of our new product out with the full art backgrounds. That's something that we're very excited about. We think like we've extended the art on the backgrounds, which is
But you still have the black border?
yeah. Here, I'll show you
Hmm?
some. These are like some printouts of like potential ones. So we're like making it a lot more colorful is the
Really
idea.
nice.
And
I
then
love it.
right now we don't even have hollow foils right now. So that's
Mm,
also a part of the plan because
yeah,
of
and
course we
you
want
can,
hollow foils.
yeah, you can also consider like the selective foiling, where you
Mhm,
will select part of the a card that you will do some foilings there. It
mhm.
looks really cool having those. Yeah. Then
Yeah.
what is the timeline after like if you're doing like on the
Mhm.
fall, you have a Kickstarter after fall 2022. What is your timeline regarding the expansion sets?
Expansion set.
Yeah.
So I can also like get into so what this Kickstarter will be is it's gonna be all of the cards from this base collection plus new cards. So it's almost a reprint of this first
Mm,
edition set.
okay.
Um, so this new it's basically a new base collection. These are our new cards. We've been game testing. Like the sets the in terms of blends, it's going from 100 blends to 150 blends. So it's like a pretty significant increase in size. Um, So
So
yeah.
I think what
Mhm.
I see here is that the first Kickstarter is just the sample cards,
Exactly. Yeah.
right?
It's
Sample
functioning as
cards,
a
and
sample.
at least
Exactly.
you can have like something to play with and check the balance,
Hmm.
the gameplay, and then now you have those balance game. Then you will
Yeah.
create this Kickstarter, which is, I can say that it's the maybe the first edition of the
Yeah,
game
it's definitely
itself,
going to be the first
right?
edition of what it is. Exactly.
Mhm.
First edition trading card game. Because this was didn't start as a trading card game.
Uh-huh. And
Um,
then do you have names on the next expansion set, or you're just
don't have
uh
any name tied to it yet. I
mhm.
imagine it's going to be something base related. Um, I don't think we get into any specific naming until like actual expansions. I wouldn't consider this second print run an expansion. I'd consider it a new base collection
So
of
I think
sorts.
you're gonna add more heroes, right? Do you call it
Mhm.
heroes in this game?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
heroes are the four things you put on the
Yeah.
field, and then blends are the transformations.
So now
Uh,
you have
yeah,
only
so
four heroes, correct?
four heroes. Yep.
And then are you will be planning to, expand more heroes,
No,
right?
no, no. There's 50 heroes to choose from right now.
Oh, okay.
And then but of
Mhm.
those 50, you can only select four for
Oh,
any game.
nice. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah,
50
yeah, yeah.
heroes. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a lot.
There's a lot to play around with and choose from.
And then each hero will have their own abilities, something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Every card. That was another thing I really wanted to incorporate
Hmm.
that kind of inspired by Pokemon powers and
Yeah.
Pokemon. I thought they like added some really interesting depth to the game. I wanted
Yeah.
every card to have a Pokemon power essentially. So there's like some really interesting like synergies and stuff that happens that yeah, so it's like a nice amount of strategy involved in when you play these. I think a surprising amount of strategy
Hmm.
for how simple the game mechanics are and the design of the game.
Uh-huh. So you're launching on around fall. So do you have any plans of tournaments after that? This 2022 at least?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. So we actually do tournaments now. We do game testing tournaments online on our Discord. We usually do it through
Yep.
Cockatrice. We recently made the game available on tabletop as well. We're working to make that a little more accessible to people so they could like deck build and stuff for
Hmm.
tabletop.
Yeah.
But we do monthly tournaments and we have a good time doing it. We like a good like if anyone's interested in like game testing a game and trying to iron
Yeah.
out the details, we're always looking for new people. Um, yeah,
And will
yeah.
there be cool prizes?
Yeah, no, we'll definitely incorporate good cool prizes, especially as we're starting to work with printers to get some sample
Mhm.
like holographic cards printed. We'll have some good stuff
Uh-huh. So
available. Yeah.
is are these cards printed in US or from other countries?
The first set was printed in China through a U.S.
Mm,
company called
okay.
Ad Magic.
Yep.
Um, they're the same company that prints Cards Against Humanity. Um, so that was our first print run. I don't know if we're going to be staying with them or switching. But these sample edition cards are going to be they're from a U.S. printer. The
Hmm.
one we're going to be doing like selective hollows, as you mentioned,
Uh-huh.
for these sample cards.
Yeah, and also there are printers here in Canada, so you can
Oh yeah,
consider
okay.
that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then you have an event on Dallas, right? Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah. So we're going to Collecticon at the end of May this
Mm.
month, and it's just kind of like we've like been kind of like observing this community for like the last 2 months or so, and kind of like seeing like these other indie card games doing really well and finding an audience at these conventions. Um, and we're hoping to like have this be our like breakthrough event in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
Because like we're kind of like we're in the process of announcing ourselves to the world as a trading card game, which we weren't for the last 2 years. Like we've been working but like everything we've been working on like gameplay wise has been something that's like kind of zoning in on this goal too. um but yeah, we're announcing as a trading card game. We're going to have some promos to give out,
Hmm.
which we're excited about. We're going to have our first holographic cards ever. um yeah, yeah, we're very excited. And we also like don't really know what the whole scene's like, so it's also like our first experience. It's me and the team. There's four of us
Okay,
on the
so
team.
when they go to the Dallas, Do you have the specific booth?
Yeah, we have a booth.
What's the number?
I could look it up for you. I actually don't know off the top of my head.
Okay, I'm gonna put the booth name or whatever in the description, or
Great,
they
great,
can go
great.
to
Yeah, I'll get that for you.
gemblenders.com, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, so are you working with this game full time?
No, I have another job.
Hmm.
But I try to treat this as a full-time job as much
Yep.
as I can. Definitely have over the last, I've been working on it for a while now. I think this is like coming up on the 4th year of working on
Yep.
Gem Blenders. It's like, of course, changed in the amount of time I've been able to put into it, but I'm constantly trying to make this a full-time thing. I think, honestly, yeah.
Can you tell us the organization structure of Gem Blenders, like
Mhm.
you and the team?
Yeah, of course. So I'm kind of in charge, like creatively. It's like started as my passion project,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been working on it for a very long time with my close friend Sam.
Okay.
He's like the like in charge of like operations. He does a lot of the business related stuff, organization. He also organizes like events, press outreach, all that type of stuff. So he's great with that. He's been game testing it with me since the beginning. So he cares about Gem Blenders deeply as well. Then about a year and a half ago, our friend David decided to join
Mm.
the team. So he was our 3rd member, and he's does project management. He leads a variety of like internet or tech-based projects, I guess is the best way to say it.
Yep.
He's like has been great at like kind of like revitalizing our Discord server. He created our bot on our Discord server, which like shows the cards and does so many cool things. Our bot's name's Cordy. He's pretty cool.
Mm.
And then a little over a year ago, Ben, he was our 4th member. We actually met him through some advertisements we were running and trying to recruit game testers for our community.
Mm.
And he was like, "You have any jobs?" And we're like, "Kind of." You can like join our team if you want. And he's been amazing. He's like really been leading some
So for the
business
okay, sorry.
development stuff.
Yep.
Yeah,
For the
no, yeah.
artwork, do you have a group of artists, or you are the
No,
one?
right now it's just me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just me with like the design and all that stuff. We're looking to expand that team. I think we're in the process of getting our 5th member, which is exciting. Who will be helping me with that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But I don't want to officially mention them if
Oh
they're
yeah.
not going to join
Okay.
the team.
Fine.
But yeah, we're in the. I think that will make our team complete for the time being, at least. Because that's where I need some help right now. But we are. I think I can also announce that we are getting some like collaborative. We're getting some artist collaborations for the next set, so we'll have alternate art by other artists.
Oh, nice.
In similar styles to like what the Gem Blender style is, but
Yeah.
yeah, we'll be having some more names on the art credits, which is exciting.
And are you considering some cartoons for this?
I would love a cartoon for this.
Because I've seen on your website there's like your one of the hero is like moving, something like that,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Just
there's some
animation.
little animations. Yeah, they like move their heads.
Nice. It's cute. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Then regarding the distribution, how do you plan distributing your product from US to Canada and all over the world?
Yeah. Like ideally we would have a deal with a distributor. I think focusing on local game stores is going to be a big
Mm.
thing. And yeah, just I think like it's all going to be about how well we can build a community and interest in the game. I think leading up to this. But yeah, I think
So
focusing on local
it's
game.
a traditional distribution, like you go to distributor, LGS, then to the consumers,
I'd say yeah,
like
definitely
that.
traditional. Yeah,
And
I would imagine so. Yeah.
how about the possibility of content creators to get some products from you? Then they're gonna be like a retailer online, and then
Mhm.
sell to their viewers, patrons, or whatever. Are you considering that?
Yeah, we definitely want to start getting into like the influencer marketing, content creator marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Something that we've like done very little with it so far. I think the biggest reason we haven't done it yet is because we don't have the products to show for it necessarily.
Mm.
Like these cards show less well than a holographic card. So as we start to really get a handle of what the process is of getting these holographic cards, getting these like promo cards out to people, and showing off the product that way, I think that's going to be great for influencer wise.
Yeah, and also they can offer them for a discount or something that
Mm-hmm.
for just for the community, you know. Some
Mm-hmm.
content creators have their own community on Discord or in their whatever FB group.
Yeah.
So at least they can or I can say offer them or sell them
Mm-hmm.
to them, right?
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
So with so many members now, 180 with 1,000 in Instagram. Please invite the viewers to Gem Blenders and other products, or maybe those channels that you have.
Yeah. So we have number one's our Discord server. That's the central hub of the community. It
Mm-hmm.
has like everything that has to do from just like getting to know the community to deck building to like all the information and links about everything. And you can talk directly with me and the rest of the team. So definitely join our Discord server. And we're always adding new stuff for people to do on it, which is super exciting. Number two, our Instagram. We've been working really hard to grow our Instagram recently.
Yeah.
And that's kind of right after the Discord where we post all latest updates. So that's a big focus of ours. At Gem Blenders, super simple, on brand.
Yeah.
And then YouTube channel.
Mm.
I go through different phases of how much content I'm putting out, but I have a bunch planned for these upcoming months, kind of introducing Gem Blenders as a trading card game,
Yeah.
introducing our soon to be revealed Patreon. That's
Nice.
like something that we want to start.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely YouTube. You'll get a lot of like in-depth information there. And those are kind of our big ones right now. And then
Yeah.
Patreon, once it's out, we'll hopefully be offering some limited edition cards every month.
And by the way, for the record, I'm the 1,000 Instagram follower because I've seen it 999 1,000. So I have some freebies from Steve.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. So all right, so that's all I wanted to know for now. Thanks very much, Steve, for your time.
Thank you so much, Ben.
Then
Really appreciate
yeah.
it.
So guys, please support Gem Blenders and join the community. Then everything I'm gonna put it in the description down below, the links of
Excellent.
whatever they have in channels. And thank you, Steve, and everyone for watching. And see you in the next video.
See you
Bye.
next time. Thanks, Ben.